Right, how you all doing? Good, I hope. Right, I'm going to do a video about the NES, right? The Nintendo Entertainment System, right? I'm going to go over the history of the NES before we actually go into the console itself, the games, the controllers and everything else. So, the NES came out in 1985 and it's an 8-bit cartridge-based system. Door opens up there and the cartridge is going there, like, you know. And it's kind of hard to get them out, but yeah, we'll go over the games later. This is Blaster Master, which is a very good game and a game that I would highly recommend getting for the NES, you know. But it was like a VHS, like a video machine in design. You could put the thing in, you slot it down, you know. So it was very unique and it was wholly advanced for the time, you know. The NES, you know, it had great sound, it had great graphics, but the most important thing is the NES had great games, you know, and that's what made it a great system. The NES, it was released as a toy in toy shops in Ireland, you know, because in 1995, Nintendo brought back the gaming industry from death, you know, because Atari killed it and Nintendo brought it back with a bang, you know. They made it successful again, made it better, you know. They made rules and regulations and stuff that we all now take for granted, you know. They invented like the controller, the NES controller. Before this, we were just using joysticks, you know. So Nintendo came up with the D-pad and everything else. So they were pioneers and they were fucking awesome. Still are awesome, Nintendo. But back in the day, with the NES, with the control pad, the games, everything, it was just a revolution, a new way of playing video games, and it was awesome, you know. Now you see on the card there, the seal of quality, the NES seal of quality. Nintendo made sure that anyone who was going to make a game for the NES would make it for their system only, and they would test it, and then if they approved of the game, they put that on it, and then it'll be released. They made these companies like, see, Sunsoft made this game. It's an awesome game. They made sure that they could not make this game for anybody else. Sega, Atari, nobody. That's how it was. So that's how Nintendo dominated the gaming industry. They cornered the market. They made all the right decisions because they wanted to be number one in video games, and they were for a long ass time, you know. And they did everything right with the NES, the games, prices, everything. Now the system, the only downside to the system is that it's a front loading console, as you can see, whereas dust and everything else can build up in there pretty easily on the cartridges. So you have to blow like mad to get them to work, you know, which can be a pain in the ass, and sometimes it won't work, you know what I mean. This is my second NES, in fact two it is. The first one I got in 1985, I just wouldn't play the games anymore for whatever reason, I don't know. Now this is the power button and that light up red, but I was doing that, I wasn't even powering on, so, and that's a reset button, and it takes two control pads which go in there, like, you know. So yeah, like my first NES I got in 1985, and I had that system converted to play American games. Uh, Back in the day, there was a shop in town in Dublin called Premier Computers, and they would convert your system to play American games for you for a price, and it was worth it because Premier Computers was an awesome shop back in the day because they had PAL games, they had American and Japanese games for very cheap prices. But the only way to play these games is to get your system converted, so we decided to do it. So we had our NES from 85 to around 1989, and then it just stopped working. Now shortly after I got it converted, so I'm hoping that these fuckers still fuck it up, but I doubt it, because after I brought it home I worked for like nearly 2 years and then I just stopped playing the games. So but we were all upset because we all wanted to play Double Dragon 2, Mega Man 2, but we couldn't because it wouldn't work anymore. And now at that time, 1990, they stopped selling NES. And I mean, the Sega Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo was the new console, so I couldn't get my hands on a new NES at the time because the shops weren't selling it. And back then there was no Amazon or eBay, so I couldn't get one. Now I got this one back in 2011. This NES, and it works fine. But like I think eventually it would break like the other one, or maybe not. Hopefully not. But I've had it since 2011. It's still working great. Now I still had to blow in the cartridges and stuff, but at least it works, you know. So I've had this one longer than my first NES, you know. But we played our original NES to death. I mean, we played from 6 in the morning to 6 the next morning. It was that fucking awesome. If I was sick out of school or if I had to go for a dentist appointment, we'd be playing the NES. And the great thing about the NES is that there was games for everybody. We all played games together. My mum, my dad, my brothers in the same room together. There was games for everybody. It was fun. It was great. It was awesome, you know. But also, like, Nintendo had great third-party support from Capcom, Konami, and you know, it was just fucking awesome. The only issue, like I said, with the NES was blowing on the cartridges. That was it. You know, but it was a revolution, monumental success story for Nintendo, and it brought the gaming industry back to life, like I said. You know, but the NES, it's an awesome console, and it's awesome. Now, there was a zapper that came out for this. That now our original Nintendo back in 1985, we got it with the zapper, two controllers, and we got Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt on the same cartridge, all for what 200 or something. It was a birthday present, but it was awesome. Now the NES had loads of controllers and accessories made for it, but they were all unnecessary in my opinion. All you needed was the control pad, you know what I mean, and your set, and the zapper for certain games. But because the NES was so successful, companies made accessories out the ass for it, like the Power Glove and other things. But like the controllers is all you need. This is all you need. Start select button, two buttons, B and A, awesome. You know, great design, everything. You know. So what else about the console itself? It's an 8-bit system, like I said, and it has video and audio out if you want to use that way, which will be a better picture and sound, or you can use the old-fashioned RF. You know, that's where the power adapter goes, which is cool. Now back in the day, we didn't have televisions in Ireland that had the audio and the red and yellow. All we had was RF, you know. So but was that awesome all the same? We didn't see any difference, you know. But to say that the best way to get the picture and sound is the AV, you know. So awesome stuff, you know. The NES, and this is the British model, you know. See GBR. I don't know if you can read it. GBR, you know. So yeah, the NES, awesome console, really is, and it's one of my all-time favourites. It's my second favourite out of all the consoles I own. The Atari 2600 is my favourite. The NES will be number 2, hands fucking down. So is there anything else I can say about the console? No, that's pretty much it. It's awesome, and I say if you're interested in the slightest about getting an NES, I say get one. Just hundreds and hundreds of great games for you know, but my advice is if you're interested in the NES, right, and you can't afford the console or you can't find it or whatever, my advice is get a Nintendo Switch, right, and pay for the Switch Online service, because with that you get free NES games every month, and Nintendo will keep adding games to it. Now, in my opinion, that's what makes the Switch Online service worth it. All these NES games, in my opinion. Now, if it didn't have that, I wouldn't use it. In my opinion, you know what I mean. So my best bet, if you're interested in the NES and getting the games for, get the Nintendo Switch, get the Switch Online service, and get the games that way. You know what I mean? But because not only are you getting the Switch and the games that has, like Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Doom, other great games on the Switch. Not only that, but with the Switch Online series, you get 20 games, and they keep adding games to it all the time. So that's my opinion. But if you really want to get the hardware, go for it. It's awesome. But bear in mind, it has only RF and the audio video, so you're gonna have to make sure that you're gonna be able to connect it to your television. You know what I mean? My telly can't because it's too modern. We've got a 4K television, so if we wanted to play this on a 4K television, I wouldn't be able to, because we'd have to get a modded, or we'd have to find the AV cables. If you have these, right, if you have the AV cables, you can connect that to a 4K television, but it'd be an AV leak, but it'd be fucking awesome all the same, in my opinion. So if you want to go that route, get one, but just keep in mind that if you have a 4K television, make sure you have AV cables, or get one that's modded. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that have it modded with HDMI or something. I'm not sure, but mine is pretty much useless right now because I don't have the AV cables, but I will get them at some stage, and I'll be able to plug it into my 4K television. But I have an old-school telly anyway, if I need to use it. But that's why I got the Nintendo Switch. We can play all these awesome games anyway. But I'll never get rid of it, I'll never sell it, it's priceless. Just like all my games and controllers and stuff. No way. My mum wants me to sell them. No way. No way. So in the NES, awesome console, great fucking games, in my opinion. In my opinion, like, the NES is still Nintendo's best system. In my opinion. You know what I mean? I think it's better than the Super Nintendo, the N64. In my opinion. I think it has more better games, in my opinion. Than all the other ones combined. Even the Switch, because it had great third-party support. It wasn't just awesome NES games, like Nintendo games, but third-party games as well made the console brilliant. Now that's the one thing I think the Switch is still lacking, is third-party support. You know what I mean? I'd love to see Mega Man and Pro Protector and Double Dragon show up. All the old classics, Punch Out and stuff like that. But with the NES Online service, I say them games will show up. But I'm talking actual Switch games. I'd like to see more third-party games, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, because I like playing them games. Star Wars Battlefront, I'd like to see on the Switch. A Grand Theft Auto game, I'd love to see them on the Switch. It's gonna need games like that, I think, but it's still pretty good anyway, with Super Mario Odyssey and stuff. But anyway, back on track, really. So if you're interested in getting an NES, I say get one. But the best route, in my opinion, is to get a Switch and pay for the online service. It's only $3.99 a month, and you get access to 20 NES games, and they keep adding games every month. Now, it has cloud saves and other stuff, but the main reason why I wanted to get Switch Online was the NES games. Really, so, in my opinion, it's fucking awesome console. Go for it, That's it for the console. I can't think of anything else to say about it. Like I said, there's tons of accessories. There's even a keyboard made for this thing. A piano. Rob the Robot. That's very expensive and hard to get. Like I said, all them accessories are unnecessary, in my opinion. All they need is the controller. So that's it for the console. Awesome stuff. One of my all-time favourites, Yep. So, it's no surprise that the Sony PlayStation, when it first came out, it copied the same sort of colour scheme, well, almost anyway, because it's just a colour that stands out, But anyway, I'd love to see this in black, I think it'll look awesome, but it is what it is. It's awesome console, brilliant stuff. Now, onto the games. Right, before I get onto the controller, like I said, awesome, Nintendo designed the control pad, the D-pad, everything. Before this, we were just using joysticks, and control pads are just much more comfortable and stuff. Just a much better experience than a joystick, in my opinion. I love the Atari 2600 joystick. I was using that for years, but with this, awesome. And Atari brought out something similar for the Atari 7800, which was awesome, but it was Nintendo that pioneered this, invented it, and made it fucking awesome. Now everything is a control pad. Awesome stuff, you know. We've got small enough hands, so it's perfect for me, like, you know. Yeah, so awesome, nice long wire and all, but like, make sure that if you're getting controllers, that it has that sort of end, like, you know, it has to be exactly like that. Otherwise, it won't work on the NES, like, you know. That's to ensure that if you're gonna get a controller for the NES, you have to get a Nintendo one, you know. Sorry, that's the controllers, awesome stuff, you know. Right, on to the games. Right. Now, a lot of stuff I don't remember because I haven't played these games in a long time, but we'll give me in general overall opinion of them, you know. Now, everyone's gonna have a different opinion, right? That's great, but these are mine, right? So, Blaster Master, right? Maple Sunset. Right, this is about a vehicle. You're in this car, right, that can jump and stuff, and you can shoot other things. It's a side-scrolling game, something like Mega Man or Super Mario, except you're in a car, right? Has wheels, right, and it can jump, and you can shoot all these enemies and stuff. It's a pretty cool game for what I remember. And I actually got this on my confirmation when I was 12 years old, and it was awesome in my opinion. And Sunsoft, I haven't heard anything much of them. I think they're probably much finished, but this is an awesome game, and would highly recommend it. And I hope Blaster Master shows up on the Switch Online service, because I think it's a deadly game, you know. So yeah, for Blaster Master, from what I remember, it's an awesome game. I would highly recommend it. We'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's just an awesome game, in my opinion. Now, on to the next one. Like I said, the NES had games for everybody. My mum, my dad, my brothers, we all played games together because it was awesome. 2-player and all. Right out of the box, you got 2 control pads and stuff. And they had games that supported it, right? This is Jack Nicklaus Golf by Konami, you know. This is an awesome golf game. It's that's actually the guy Jack Nicklaus now. The graphics aren't that good in the game, but they're good enough, like, you know. For a realistic golf game, it's pretty cool. Patrick, my older brother, loves this game. We play 2-player all the time. Putting, you know, in the green, putting is always a pain in the bollocks, but this is a great game, you know. And Konami, back then, Konami were an awesome company. Nowadays, they're pretty much not the same anymore. I don't know why, but Jack Nicklaus Golf was awesome, and would recommend it. If it's a good 2-player game, but you can play by the computer if you want to, but it's more fun with somebody else. Yeah, it's a great golf game. Would totally recommend it. But if you're not into golf games, then I'll pass on it. But I think it's pretty cool for a golf game, and we'll give it 8 out of 10. We had hours of fun playing this game. Up all night playing it, trying to beat each other's scores and all. It was awesome. It's just one of them games that you grow up with, you know what I mean? It's Jack Nicklaus Golf. Awesome stuff. Now, 8 out of 10 once again, like, you know. Now, next game, which is a classic, and a must get if you're thinking about getting an NES. Double Dragon 2: The Revenge by Acclaim, right? This is the best Double Dragon game in the whole series, right? We were up days playing this game, 2-player, trying to rescue Billy's girlfriend, right, from the Shadow Gang. Awesome game, brilliant. Now I hope this shows up on the Switch Online thing, you know. Get this game, get it. If you think about getting an NES, get it. It's brilliant, you know. It's unfortunately Double Dragon is pretty much finished now. I haven't seen or heard anything of Double Dragon, which is a shame because it's an awesome side-scrolling beat 'em up game, something similar to Final Fight, and you know. But Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, awesome, and it's a brilliant game. Get it. If you think about getting an NES, get it. It's just fucking awesome. Now the thing about the right, on to the next game, which is a classic also, and a must get in my opinion. Paperboy, right? This is an awesome game. you're the paper boy and you have to deliver newspapers to the subscribers, and you have to avoid all the hazards that are on the street and stuff, like lawnmowers and dogs and other things. Yeah, you have to get the Monday to Friday, and at the end of every day there's an obstacle course with ramps and stuff like that. Now this is done by Mindscape for the NES, but this is originally an arcade game by Atari, and Paperboy is awesome in my opinion. It's a great game. It's very hard though. And now the concept of a paperboy may sound silly and a pain in the ass, but it's a pretty cool game in my opinion. I'd highly recommend getting it. It is very hard though, and everyone's out to kill you. Why? I don't know. Maybe this paperboy's shit in their gardens or something. I don't know. But everyone's out to kill you because you're a paperboy, and you can throw paper through the windows and stuff. Maybe that's why they're pissed off, but I think it's a bit extreme to kill the paperboy over that, like, you know. But it's a great game. I'd highly recommend getting it. The NES version is pretty cool. It has good music, in my opinion. Paperboy. So yeah, I'd recommend it. 8 out of 10. You know, 8 out of 10 again. So four awesome games in my opinion already, and each of these games I'd highly recommend getting. You know, see, that's the great thing about the NES, right? There's very little shite on it, in my opinion. In my opinion. So, yeah. Okay, so. Yeah, and the cartridges were this cool design, like videotapes. That was the whole thing in mind, like, you know. Like VHS or something, you know. Right. The NES was fucking fantastic. No doubt about it. You know. Right, to the next game. A classic and a must get, Punch Out. Right, you play as Little Mac and you have to beat all the other boxers. You know, awesome. And like fucking Mario is the referee in the game. Get it. This is one of the best games you'll ever play on the NES, and it's awesome. 10 out of 10. It's better than Double Dragon 2 in my opinion. It's better than Paperboy or Blaster Master or Technics Golf. Punch Out is fucking awesome. So get it, play it, enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's just one of them games that can never be remade in my opinion. If they tried to remake this game, it just wouldn't have any impact. It's brilliant. Punch Out. Get it, play it, enjoy it. On to the next game. The all-time classic and must-have, Super Mario Brothers. Now, the chances are that if you're thinking about getting an NES, you'll get this with it. Now, this is the Mario on his own version. Now, the first NES we got had Duck Hunt on the same cartridge. It had Mario and Duck Hunt on the bottom. But Super Mario Brothers is fucking awesome. I don't have to explain it. You know, it's a no-brainer. This is awesome. You know, side-scrolling action at its best. In my opinion, Super Mario Bros. 3 is still my favourite out of all the Mario games, but this is fucking awesome, and get it. It's a no-brainer, you know. If you're thinking about getting an NES, you'll probably get this with it. You know what I mean? So 10 out of 10 once again. Like, you know, we're going into 10 out of 10. 2 10 out of 10s. I'm not messing. Punch Out and Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, on to a personal favourite of mine. This game doesn't get enough love. You know why? I don't know. Because I love this game. You know, RoboCop. This is fucking awesome. Based on the movie, you play as RoboCop. You fight Ed 29 and stuff. The only thing is you can't jump, and going up and down stairs can be a bit awkward. But it's fucking awesome. And at the end, you have to shoot Dick Jones, and you watch him falling out the window. And it has the RoboCop theme song. Me personally, I love this game. We'll give it 10 out of 10. Seriously. Now, a lot of people wouldn't give it that rating. They don't think it's good enough. But we say get it. And Ocean did a great job, in my opinion. You know? There's a target range as well where you shoot targets and stuff. And it's fucking awesome. At the start of the game, you see a big diagram of RoboCop of how everything works and all in his body, which is fucking cool, like, you know. It shows his leg open and taking out the gun and everything. Awesome, in my opinion. So I recommend getting RoboCop. It's fucking awesome. And get it. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So in my opinion, 3 10 out of 10 games. Robocop, Super Mario Brothers, Punch Out. In my opinion, awesome stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Now, the thing about the NES is that it came with these sleeves, right, to keep dust off the cartridges, but I found that it does fuck all, dust will still gather on the cartridges, but I wish I use them because it does no harm, but it doesn't do anything either. It just looks cool, these sleeves, Yeah, so my advice is, keep them in the sleeves as long as you can, but it doesn't do anything. Dust is still gonna gather, and you got to blow in the cartridges, So if that happens, and because if you put in the game and put it on, you see a white screen. Don't panic. That means it's just not reading the game. If you put it in, you see a big white screen. It's not broken. Just keep blowing it a few times, even blow inside the system, or get an earbud and do it that way if you want to. But blowing is always seems to be the best way of getting rid of the dust. So just keep that in mind. When you put in the game, you put it down. You can show you, right? Because you never know, you might have this problem when we start fucking panicking. Right? Why am I seeing a white fucking screen, right? So you open up the system, right? You put in the cartridge, right? And make sure it's pushed right in, Now it might be a bit stiff, because these are all over 30 years old, right? You push it in, make sure it's pushed right the hell in. You push it down, right? Now, and then you press the power button, right? Now, you might see a white screen. That means it's just not reading the game, right? So what you have to do is, you take it out. Now, sometimes when you push it down, right, push it to the right. That sometimes works as well. These little tricks. When it's down like that, push it to the right or something like that with your thumb, and that might work. But you're gonna have to blow on it a few times, right? Now it's gonna be a bit stiff, You know what I mean? Because this is over 30 years old. Just give you a bit of a tug. This is what you're gonna have to do a bunch of times, until it works, right? Then you put it in, right? Put it in like that. Push it in. Push it down and then to the right with your finger, then press the power button. And that usually works, right? So don't panic, right? You'll see a big white screen. I'm going to leave Robocop in there, right? So, right. So just so you know, when you go to play it, you don't start panicking, okay? Right. I think I'm at the end of this part. I think I'm running out of time on the tablet. So I'm going to upload this video and we'll continue with part 2 now in a minute. So this is the end of part 1 of the NES, right? And I'll make part 2 now in a minute. So thanks very much. See you. Bye bye.